Okay. Oh, that's the new
Hello.
intro. Hello. So yeah,
Hello,
that's the
hello,
new
hello.
intro, and I've actually already heard the last part of the music, and now we got the chance to hear it.
True. It was the first time I heard the end of the music. I always only hear the first page. I think not even the first half.
Yeah, I think that happens to everybody that is watching. So hello, how are you doing today? I'm so dark here. It's so different. Like I don't know, like why you like are you window west facing or something? That's why it's so bright.
Uh, oh, I'm bright today because there is a little bit of sunshine because just rained. So it just every time that it's just rains in Ireland, it gets sunny for a little bit and then it gets dark again because it's gonna rain again. So
Yeah, well, it's the same. Like it was pouring before, and now it stops. But I still like because my window is east. Is it east facing? Yeah, my window is east facing, so it's got a bit darker. Yeah. So yeah, do you like this new banner there down there? Um,
I do. I love the fact that we have a website now.
yeah, we have a website, and actually, we are going to have our own YouTube channel soon. I was thinking about like streaming today to the new YouTube channel, but YouTube just said like, oh, you have to wait 24 hours, and then I just set it up yesterday, like yeah, around 7 or 8. So now it's like for us, it's like 6, so we are like 1 hour short. So
Oh,
we will be
okay.
able to live like after 1 hour or something like that. But yeah, stupid thing. But yeah, and then follow us on MeePie like always. And so what's on our website? So let's go and check it out. So
Yes.
let's do that. So yeah. So how should we do that? Okay. So actually, I would need to go to incognito mode because otherwise you will see that it will be different because I'm logged in. So let me share my screen first.
Please do.
Can I share my screen? No. Okay. So we are using a restream now, and we are just going to try whether it works or not. And
Yeah, we moved
voila.
from StreamYard. Dun dun dun. Woohoo!
Woo! But we become so small. Oh no. Okay.
Yeah.
So how shall we do this? Let me go to meetmepie.org,
Meat pie.
and then actually you'll see this is our new website. And then here you can find all our podcast notes here. Yay! Why ours is not wait a second. Let me make ours appeared magically. So let me do my
Dun
magic.
dun dun.
And then yay! Can you see it? All right, no, I think I need a
What did you change?
refresh, and it's here.
Woo!
Yeah, so
Yes.
yeah, it's here. So now you can just open it, and then you'll see the podcast note, and then yay, you'll see the same thing as with us.
Yes.
So I think it's a good thing. And
Yes.
so should we go for the Pi News since we're here?
I think it's time. Yes, absolutely.
So this is PyCon US. I think this is like why Lace and I are busy recently because we are doing lots of things. So yeah, Lace, do you want to talk about the mental sprint? Because
Yes, I can totally talk about the mentored sprint. So, you spoke about the mentored sprints on a DevRelCon with Tanya, wasn't it?
yeah, it is, and we had it actually. This is last year that we have done something like together, which is exactly the same thing, which is a mental sprint. And so what we did is that like it'll be there will be like project mentors there on the sprint, and then you can join, and then even if you have never made a pull request, we will make sure that you'll be able to make a pull request by showing you how to do a PR, how to what is a pull request, how to use Git, how to set a pull request on GitHub, all this stuff we'll teach you. So yeah, it's really good for someone who never go do anything, contribute to open source, that it'll be the first time, and you will be in good hands. So why not?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So if you're trying to learn, if you have no idea how to open a pull request, or if you do, but you're not 100% sure and you want to learn a little bit more best practices, it's going to be an awesome event. And also, if you want to apply for financial aid for PyCon US, today is the last day. So just make sure
Yeah,
you run to the website and apply for FinAid because it's the last day.
I think. Yeah, I think it's like closing any time on Earth. Is it? Yeah. Oh, oops.
Yes, there we go. So you
Yeah.
see financial aid application midnight on the
You have a
26th.
few hours. You still have a few hours, and also this is not just the one thing that you could attend. Like you can attend lots of things. There is of course the language summits that in the interview with Marietta, she mentioned a little bit about. And also this humble data workshop. We are back. So if like you know if if you like data science, all these things, you could go to humble data. It's like always, we this is the second year we're doing it with PyCon US. Actually, we have 3 workshops last year that we aim to have attendees who would be people with no experience with Python or little experience with Python that they could apply and come, and then we will have mentors for you. Mentors, we are also looking for mentors. So if you want to have someone under your wings and teach them how to do Python, then it's also good that like we need more mentors. So please, all the things that you need are here, fill the form and those things. So yeah, so that's the
Yeah.
idea. Uh,
Um, m- Humble Data is amazing. It's really, really awesome. I participated, I think last year as a mentee, and then Chuck managed to get me in again as a mentor, and it was a lot of fun. I actually don't know which one I preferred the most because the first one I had Boyan as a mentor. It was so good, and then as and then when I was mentoring, there was like some really really cool people, and it was a lot of fun. Like it was a good fun this Saturday. So yeah, I would advise everyone to join because it's a great experience.
Yeah, actually, like it's good that if you haven't done anything before, that you could learn. Also, like for people who are teaching, I think you will learn a lot of things as well. Because recently, I'm trying to answer questions on Stack Overflow, and then like by answering questions, you actually learn a lot of things yourself. Um,
Yes.
yeah, so that's that. And what else do we have? So PyCon US is
Paikiko.
amazing, but like we also have other conference that's also amazing. We have PyGecko that
Yes.
so yeah, there's a lot of
Oh.
stuff going on. Like
Mhm.
our friend Vicky is like organizing this conference, and then she basically have everybody on board. So there's like a millions talks there, not millions, but like a lot of good talks. They have 2 tracks. So one track is actually like entry level. It's like it's free to attend, so it's completely free. But also if you want to, like if you already got some experience, you want to learn something new and also network with people who may be more advanced, and actually you can get the full pass as well. There's also some workshop that actually you can learn a lot
Yes.
of things. Lace pictures on top. So Lace and Boyan, like she mentioned, Boyan is our friend, and yeah, so you should go. I don't know why you shouldn't. And also, I
Yes.
want to mention that I'm offering a free workshop. Come on, it's free. It's free. And also, like, it's gonna be again for absolute beginners. We won't go. It's not going to be code heavy. It's basically like for people who are working with data, that there's a new way of modeling your data. Instead of putting things in tables, you can put things in a network graph, like in a knowledge graph. So it'll be good because I don't know. It could be a spoiler alert. I'm working on a course that is going to be launching at the end of this year. That's about knowledge graph, about the thing that I'm working on, about a graph database and all this stuff. So this will be one of the chapter in it. So you gotta get some contents for free. So yeah, it's a very good way. Also, yeah. So I think check it out. See anything you like. Just join. Don't be shy.
Yes.
Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
And and I heard as well that there is a promo code going on Twitter. up and down. So if you go on Twitter, if you're thinking about getting full access to the summit, go on Twitter and have a look because you might be able to find the promo code somewhere.
Yeah, I think I have
Uh,
one that I shared somehow. I can see if. Oh yeah, I'm on incognito mode. Sorry, I should basically not logged in and put my name in. Yeah. So you can see, like, I think I have shared a code before. I would just quickly maybe put it in the notes there so people can see.
oh, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So sorry, bear with me.
One of the codes was DDC20.
Oh, you have it. Okay,
Uh,
just put it in the notes.
yeah,
Yeah, just go to the notes.
one of
In
them.
the notes. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
Lace will give you the note. Okay, give you the code. Okay. Uh, and what's this
And
lunch and learn conference? Cloud. Ooh.
yes, yes. So
Anyone
that's a
interesting with
cloud
cloud?
conference.
The fluffy.
Yes. So
Ciao.
it's
Konnichiwa.
this one is the
Yeah.
oh, that's
Konnichiwa. Yeah,
Chinese?
that's no, that's Japanese.
Japanese. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yes, so Cloud Lunch and Learn is a community driven conference as well. Uh, and they have loads of interesting things like sections with people that don't for people that don't speak English but speak other languages. They have a pretty inclusive CFP as well, and they're looking for speakers. Their CFP is open until the 31st, so 5 more days. It seems like it's going to be a quite interesting event as well. So the format is very similar to what we know. 24 hours of talks, but apparently they will have 3 tracks. So it's going to be plenty of space and plenty of room for people to get together and to have some chats. And yes, I'm there as well. So I'm one of the local leaders getting people together to submit and try and engage the community. So yeah. So if you have any project, small, big or small, that with cloud that you'd like to share, just put your stuff on the CFP, please.
Yep. Go there and yeah, just be fluffy like a cloud, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, just flow there. So, Pie Ladies, Lace is giving a talk, is it?
Woo! Yes, and next month is just because since now we're like almost a month from now, but since now we're like once a month, I need to share these things up front. So yes, I will be sharing a little bit about automation of social media posts with Mako and Python. It's super simple. Like it's a very short talk. It's a 15 minutes talk, but yeah, Pi Ladies. Because we were also talking about supporting a local Pi Ladies chapter with Mariatta on the interview.
Yeah, so that's awesome. Like, I've been to Pie Ladies Dublin once, like before the pandemic and craziness, and I loved it. It's very lovely community there, and don't miss Lay's talk. That's what advice I can give. Yeah,
And Vicky's there as well, and Vicky's quite cool.
yeah.
Vicky was here with us as well for a
Yeah,
while ago.
and PyCon Colombia. So I don't know why I closed that tab or forgot to put the link there. Oops. Yeah, thanks, Google. Bye. Okay. Right. So okay, I will put the link there. So for those Spanish-speaking people, hola. No, is it hola? No. What's that? I forgot.
Yeah, it's Ola,
Yeah.
baby. Yeah, it's Ola. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I can't read this, but yeah, go to join PyCon Colombia is like because I'm thinking about submitting in English CF, but I don't know. I don't know how I'm like. Maybe I won't. So like I don't know how I'm gonna manage. But this is Spanish, and if you want to give a talk
We
in
should do this
Spanish,
together.
yeah, we
We should
could.
do this together.
I don't know how we're gonna do that together, but like it's closes on 31st, and yeah, I should put it in the link there.
Oh, we forgot about two.
Mm,
We have PyCon Namibia that also has an open CFP, and
yeah,
PyCon India that also has an open CFP. So PyCon season is up.
yeah. So the is the Namibia ones the deadline? Is it to this month or I think
I
they're
don't remember when that last.
usually the PyCon Namibia is happening in February. So what happened to them? Like I'm not catching up. So
PyCon Colombia is also February as well, but they're saying that since it's COVID this year, then they're
yeah,
changing the dates a little bit.
yeah, things are going weird this year. Sorry about the typo. I'm fixing stuff. It's like I put it in last minute. Let's know that like I was like a last minute person. So okay, this one is fixed now.
You are
Supposed to be
fine.
right now. It's fixed. Okay, so
Yes.
yes, are we done with the goofing around? Like I mean,
I think we should.
we should go ahead. We don't have any chat yet. Come on, if you're watching, say hi. Then we can show off our new interface and put. But anyway, let me put this sharing off and try to get the video back up. And sorry, I'm just
Because now we're gonna have now it's time for the interview.
yeah.
And this week we got quite a special guest for the interview with us. She's a PyCon, a core Python developer. She's a software engineer, and she's also a professional ice cream selfie taker. Did you know that, Chuck?
Yeah, I know, because like what happened is that one year, I do the ice cream sprints, right? So one year I go to
Yes.
get ice cream with Christian, like that, and then he said like, "Oh, let's take a selfie." It's because I have to send it to Marietta. I was like, "What's going on?" And then I know about like she's collecting selfies with ice cream. So I think he's just like fishing with her or something. So it's like, yeah, let's take a selfie with the ice cream. So that's how
Yeah.
I know.
I think we could all be professional ice cream selfie takers. I like that title.
Yeah.
I really do.
So shall we just go and
I think so.
enjoy? Yeah.
I think
Okay.
because she talks about herself a little bit more. Yes, so just go.
Let's do it. Yeah, this week we are super lucky. We have Marietta with us. Yay!
Hi.
Yay! She's definitely a superstar. I have heard her name so many times. I've met her, I have been to her talk at the conference. I really want to talk to her, but, she's always popular. So now we have the chance to talk to her. Yay! So, yeah, so, because well, of course, she's a female Pythonister, and but she's like also a Python core developer, which is quite rare. I think it's not many like female in the core team at the moment, is it?
No.
So
we have like 6, I think.
yeah, out of so many.
Out of how
so,
many?
We probably have 100 who actually have the permission.
Yeah. So which
Okay,
is
so rare indeed. Very rare, yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should start with so who is a core developer? So I know the definition could vary, but maybe you can explain a little bit, like for people who don't know that much about Python. So what does that mean?
It's a very simple matter. It means that you have the right privileges to the CPython code base. So it means if somebody make a pull request to the CPython on GitHub, then a core developer can merge it. That's the power.
Yeah, so the power is that you could change Python, basically.
Yes.
So yeah, that's a lot of power. I think a lot of people aspire to be in that position. And then as you we mentioned, there isn't many female developer who is in that position to change Python. So which is a bit like worrying, because we have more and more female members in the community. Maybe not just female, but also like non-male, let's say, in the community, and then it's not really reflected in the core team, which, as we say, is like having the power to change Python. Also, I think the steering council is that like also not enough female developer in there, is it?
The steering council basically is voted by the core developers. And so far I believe, so far Carol's the only woman who's been in the steering council.
Yeah. So
what is that? Sorry.
So the steering council is basically the replacement of the BDFL, like Guido's role in the past. When he stepped down, he did not appoint anybody. Like he said, figure out how you want to govern Python from now on. So the Python core developers spent a few months coming up with a reasonable governance model. We came up with several proposals. We thought about, let's have another BDFL, or let's have something else. And one of the popular vote was to have a steering council model, which is 5 people chosen and voted for by the Python core developers. However, the candidate do not have to be Python core developers. I forgot the rules. I don't think you need to be sponsored by core developer in order to run for the steering council, but it is an election, happens once a year. And so I believe this is the 3rd steering council, or I forgot. I feel bad.
That's okay. We all forgot that 2020 is a year.
This is the 3rd one. Yes.
Yeah, it never happened last year, so yes, we lose count. So yeah, like it's the leadership team definitely. So yeah, it just reflects that we are still fighting. It's like in the corporate world, a lot of research has shown that there isn't enough female leaders. So I think it's also reflected in the community now, sadly. So things hopefully is changing. So, but I think before we dive down into like how things will be changing and what advice that you could give or what your opinion on that, maybe tell us a little bit about your work. Like, what's your role in the core developer team, and also like also I know you do a lot of work with PyLadies as well. So maybe explain a little bit of what you have done for Python and also for the community.
For the core Python team, for a few years, I focused on improving our workflow on GitHub. So when I started contributing and when I became the core developer the first time, we were in the transition period, moving away from Mercurial to GitHub, moving away our code base. And when we did that, there was a lot of improvements. Like we want to build more bots, GitHub bots, to help with our workflow. And that's basically one of the reasons we want to move away from Mercurial, because of the availability of APIs. So we can automate a lot of things. So when I joined, I just personally find it interesting building bots, working with APIs. So I spent a lot of time just looking at existing workflow. I read the Python committers and Python devs emails. I saw some of the pain points that people experience with this transition, and I started thinking about let's make all of this better. I came up with several tools. I made several bots, and it has been helping a lot. Like I know people felt the benefit of all of these automations. So that's what I've been focused on, like improving our workflow. I've also been helping to run the Python Language Summit for the past 3 years now, I believe. Myself and Lukas Langa have been co-chairing together. We took it over from Larry and Barry. So and we've implemented some changes there as well.
It's a highlight of PyCon US, I would say, the language summit. Yes.
yes. If you notice, well, that's one of the reasons I became interested in contributing to Python. When I heard that Guido attended the Python language summit and it was a room of 50 men, I thought, what?
Wow.
How could this happen? And so like I became interested, and that's how I started my core Python journey, like hearing this fact. I didn't think one day I'm the one who get to run the summit myself. but we are.
I want to sidetrack here a little bit. I want to ask, like,
Sure.
how do you feel when your first time at joining the summit and then walking the room full of men? Like, how do you feel?
I felt nervous. I haven't met most of them at that time. My first Python language summit. Yeah, I was nervous. I know a few people. I know Brad Cannon, and at that time there was other women as well. Carol was there and Emily was there, so it makes it easier. But yeah, I didn't feel comfortable the first time.
Yeah, I'm sure. For me, it's like I can imagine it's a very scary experience because, I mean, like we are lucky that like a lot of the tech events now are more like, aware of the inclusiveness. But I think, yeah, it's still it's a very scary experience. Like you are so brave. I mean, like, yeah.
In many ways, it's a normal thing for me to be the odd person out always, all the time, like just being an immigrant.
But that's a good thing. It's a good thing.
I grew up with 3 brothers as well. Like it's a kind of normal, but normal as in I know this feeling of being odd. But it's still scary. It was still scary.
Yeah. I would say that I really, really think that's brave, and really like I don't know if I can do it if I were there, you know. So, so how about Pi Ladies? Like, do you think I know that you're very active there. You're also leading the Pi Ladies. Like, do you think like what's the role of Pi Ladies in the Python ecosystem and the community and all that? Yeah,
Pi Ladies personally for me has been so helpful since the beginning of my journey. Pi Ladies is the place where I know myself and lots of other women felt like this is the safe place for us. We know we can come here and know that we are here being ourselves and not worried about, I don't know, harassers or people you don't know. When you attend other events, you don't know whether men are talking to you because they wanna go out with you or whatever. But at Pi Ladies events, we know that's a safe space, and I know that because of that, because we have this community, we are able to learn and grow from each other. I personally see our own chapter. I would like to see us having, being able to be the one who train or encourage local community members into becoming open source contributors, into becoming speakers at PyCons. That's something we try to do. Like I always shared such opportunities if there are call for proposals. Like,
yeah.
I feel it's very important. We help women getting on stage and
definitely. Yeah, because I have not like been active in my local chapter. I think because of the pandemic, but I know that I've noticed a lot of events like actually happening globally, and so yeah, it's really good effort. And I would say that I also experienced like going to a tech event that is that doesn't really like put inclusive in the title. That was like more like from events like the one organized by High Ladies that you go in and you feel. I think it's not like someone make it on purpose, but you feel that like you're part of it just because the identity is so much similar, and it's so easy to feel comfortable to be in there. So that's really good. So thank you so much. And do you want to like tell us what's the the next thing that people like you and me should or me and Lace should join the events, like any upcoming events that you want to let us know?
Oh, I don't. I feel bad about this. I don't know.
Yeah, because that's too many.
Would say
that's why.
Look out for. I know you helped with the mentored sprint event at Python in the past, right? I think that's another event that we all should participate in. I'd like to see people joining in.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
we should start our open source journey, and maybe someday we will be just like you. We will be like there in the the Python kind of
Yeah.
we can press the button to commit. Like, I,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking that like if I have the right, what I want to do the first time, do you like what do I do? Like, I've
Oh,
really like. Okay, I jeopardize my chance of being a code developer, but I think like, I may do something very nasty.
How?
no, don't. Let me tell you about the first day I got to commit bit. I felt so nervous and scared. And this was before GitHub, basically. This was still in Mercurial. I think
Oh,
Raymond Hettinger asked me to merge something because I'm a core developer now. I can merge something, but I had no idea how to use Mercurial. I went to IRC and
yeah.
another core developer, like I asked, how do I merge? How do I accept this patch? And another core developer was like, Zachary Ware, who is a very nice guy. He showed me the commands on IRC channel, publicly seen by everybody else who's in the channel, like me asking help, like give me all the command, let me copy paste this. It was
Yeah.
scary. But the thing is, it's okay to make mistake. You can revert commits. Like
Yeah.
so don't feel like everything you do in as maintainer or whatever is going to be like final. You can revert.
Talking
You can make
about
another PR.
yeah, talking about
I
that.
have a question
Yeah,
actually.
sure. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Lace. Go ahead.
What is IRC? I've
It's-
heard loads of people
I
talking
know,
about it.
right?
I have no idea what it is.
It's you're too young for that, Lace.
It's like Slack, but
Yeah. The old
it's
school Slack.
different. Yeah, it's before Slack. There was a chatting platform called IRC. I also am not familiar with that. Even now I don't use it.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
used it only because they said go to IRC to get Python dev help. So okay,
Yeah.
and then but I'm not there anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
Okay, so
it
you're
was
told.
used
All
by
right.
several
Yeah.
communities, a long time communities. Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell the
And
age of the
what
community.
does the core developer team uses now for communication, like internal communication?
We have a few things. We have the mailing list. I think that's the main thing, the Python dev mailing list. And then we have discourse, that's discuss.python.org. Those two are the main forum that we have. We used to have Zulip, which is also another chatting, but we didn't get to use it much. The IRC is also still being used. It's a legacy platform that still exists. I know a few code developers are still on IRC.
Yeah.
I'm not there.
Yeah. So if someone wants to talk to some like Python developer, they can join the IRC, right?
Sure. I think the best is I don't know what's the
I think
best way.
like this course that like you said, like discuss.python.
Yeah, we also have a core mentorship mailing list, which is private, is meaning not publicly open mailing list. So if you're like feeling afraid or whatever, that's a more safer mailing list than the Python dev, which is I don't know how many people I have. I last I heard it's like at least 20,000, maybe more.
Oh,
it's no, yeah.
yeah. Talking about mentorship, I know that in like a lot of code apps, they want to mentor someone. I think that I've heard about Victor want to do that in the past, and so yeah, like how's the situation going right now? Is there any mentorship program open or what's going on?
It's a tricky thing. I mean, unofficially, we are mentoring people. I'm not okay. I don't consider myself a mentor. I know there are a few people. I know Guido said, yeah, he's mentoring several people. Victor might has mentees as well. It's just that it's not something we publicize or whatever. There is still the core mentorship mailing list. As I said, like you can always ask questions there about contributing to Python. You have specific questions, people will answer, and we follow the code of conduct. During the last core sprint, we did discuss about how we can make this more official, a better program. I attended a session with Tal Einat. We discussed like maybe we need to train mentors into becoming mentors. Maybe we need to train co-developers, like how to be
how to be a good mentor
effectively. Yeah, like we have some brainstorm ideas. There hasn't been a lot of progress there because I know I have several action items out of that session that I'm supposed to do that I haven't been able to do.
Yeah, I think
like,
a handbook
for example,
would really help.
Yeah, we definitely want to do that. Like we want to set up even office hours. Just ideas like have a rotating office hours, maybe one core dev as a being in office for a certain period, and then the next period is another person. I think in the end, like we are also core developers don't scale. There's so limited of us. And there's a lot of people who wants to be mentored, and we don't always know like who can we mentor. Like I feel like we need to be able to be matched between mentee and mentors, right? You can't just it's a relationship. Like it's
the apprenticeship. Because I know that different devs, they work on different part of the Python ecosystem because it's so big, right? Different like standard libraries, all these like release and all this stuff. Like so, I know that like different devs, they have different specialities. So maybe it need to be a matching process, like you said.
Yeah, and between myself and Lorena Mesa, we also started talking about how can we have PyLadies and Python core developers mentorship program. So hopefully we get to hear about it at the Python Language Summit.
Okay,
it's a new idea.
I definitely need to join because like I think that I want to help like not like but like I want to help kind of set up the mentorship program and stuff. Like of course I can't help with the code itself, but I can help with this organization things because I think Lace and I got some experience because we have organized stuff in the past. So so
a few
use us. Use us. Feel free, we are here up for grab. So okay. So regarding that, like, so we know that mentorship program is something that maybe need to. I know that you are working on it, but is there any other thing in the Python kind of ecosystem that now we need people, right? Because I know that last time I hear a talk, you was talking about like migration and like all this settling, like all these things in GitHub and all this. So it's still in progress. I am guessing, but anything else that we need more people to be helping at the moment?
I would like to see more folks helping to review pull requests. Honestly, like even if you're not a core developer, you don't have the ability to merge it. You can still review and share your opinion about it. I think core developers not necessarily be the ones who knows all the answers. Sometimes I do rely on people who said, yes, this PR is good. I read the review. Maybe I trusted the person and I'm the one who merged it, So that's something I wish we all get more help with, like reviewing existing pull requests. I think we have a few thousand open.
Yeah.
Documentation work group that Carol Willing has initiated. It's starting. I'm meeting with her next week, so I'm sure we will need more people to help with that. It will be it's important to me. I care a lot about the documentation. So
And what's the goal of reforming the documentation?
It's not a. It's more of a better way to triage and review documentation specific issues within the Python within the core Python team. And like documentation is big. It's a big topic on its own. Like you have different kinds of documentation, and at times, as I mentioned earlier, us as core developers, maybe we know how to write the code. We don't necessarily know how to write good technical documentation out of it. It requires a different set of skills. And so when core developers are the one merging and reviewing, I feel like we are missing some perspective on how to make a better on this documentation itself. So we are forming a work group that will consist with not just us, but also external people who have technical writing background. They would be the ones who can help guide us and improve the entire documentation for Python.
Yeah. Because I think we in my company is also we are hiring technical writer because I totally feel you that like we are a team of developers in the company, but like we try. Actually, it's not like we are lazy, we don't write it, we try, but I think that we just doesn't get there, right? We need some external advice, like expertise to help. So
yeah,
calling for technical writers, and then like it would be good to put it on your CV. Like if if I am my company's hiring, but if I got a chance to see your CV, if you have contributed Python documentation, it's a big plus. It's definitely a big plus. So please consider helping. So I know, like Marietta, you mentioned that you also like you have meeting with other people. You have to also help with the summit. You also have to help with all these things. How can you find the time? Because I know that you're a mom as well, and then you also work, and all this stuff. Like I see your blog as well. Like, where do you find the time? Like, how? It's like
I don't know. I don't know how I find time. It's been a work in progress for me personally. I trying to balance myself between all of this. I feel like I'm lucky that my husband's quite supportive. He takes care of the children when I'm not around, and my kids are much older now. I know in the beginning when I started contributing to open source, it was hard. They were like maybe 5 years old and 3.
yeah.
That was
Yeah.
stressful. People take care of themselves. Now I have more me time. I can start picking up more work. But I do try. I do have a certain structure now. Like I tell myself, well, I have to prioritize my work, paid work first, and my family, of course. Once these two are met, and then I will choose what other activities I can do. Like I don't. I used to just say yes to everything. Like okay, let's do this and that, and then I burn out. But now I started to really before I say yes to stuff, I think about, do I care about this? Is this valuable to me? In what way is it valuable? Like I have that mental checklist.
Yeah.
So those are some of the ways I try to balance. And I tried finding better job as well. So I switched job twice since I became a core developer, because that's one of the ways that I can find balance. Like if my work wasn't supportive or wasn't allowing me to do all these things, then it's done. Like it's not good for me. So
employer, listen, if you want a core developer to be your employee, you have to be supportive. That's the story.
Yeah. And I should say, in my current workplace, at least with my manager, we have, even when I was interviewing and joining the company, I said I need time to contribute to open source, to do community work, and I basically have like 4 hours each week for that, allocated for that. So
That's really good. Not all company can do that, and yeah, I'm sure because you're so desirable, so they would say okay, yes, please come here.
I would not. I don't take this for granted. I know I negotiated. It wasn't something that was just given to me. Like I negotiated these terms. So
Yeah.
I do recommend that if this is something you want to do, be open and talk to your employer about.
That's very good advice as well. Yeah. So need to be, learn to say no. I think that's something that I also have this problem sometimes. And also, negotiate. I think, I really learn a lot. That's really good advice. Thank you. And so, okay, before we end the interview, I have a really, really tricky question because is going back to the diversity thing because I see that right now, it's my opinion that a lot of the core devs that actually put the code in, who write the code, they have male role that developers who sit in front of the computer, type in some code and all this stuff, right? And then it seems like all the females in the community are supporting them, right? So we are organizing events, we are doing all these things that make things work for them, make it nice, and then maybe think about maybe we can recruit people by mentorship and it's do you think there's still a gender stereotype even though there's more female or non-male involved in this kind of community contribution?
It's a complicated issue. I have several different thoughts about this. One is that I don't see the role, the community building role as as a stereotypical thing. I don't see it's a bad role. I see it as a community leadership role, an executive director role. As a community leader, as the organizer, we get to tell people what to do, how we're going to behave in the community, or what kind of programs we're going to have here, right? I think it's a good thing that we see a lot of women or diverse minority members in this kind of role. I think it's not an easy thing. Writing code is actually the easy thing. So I do appreciate if women are willing to step up and take on those roles. Although I was conflicted about this myself in the past. I found myself talking about diversity all the time. I didn't like it myself. I want to talk about code. I want to write more code. And yet here I am doing all of, managing and everything. What made me continue is that I realized that women, we need those role models. We can trust other women easily than if it's a man. If a man is running my local PyLadies chapter,
no.
I will not be able to trust this community. I see that there is a need for women here right now. Maybe one day we can everything's better. We can trust each other easily. I know that other women, or there are people who need the women to take on this role. And if you are able, you can do it. And I'm grateful for you. I know
and
it's
also,
easier to do code.
And also we should be proud as well. All this work that we are doing is also important for the community. So it's not just about code. Yeah, it's not just about code. You're absolutely right. Yes. Yeah.
But that falls, I think, and I'm probably wrong on this one, but I think this falls a little bit into the gender role, into the stereotype that, well, we do, as women, we do more voluntary work anyway, because we're either volunteered by bosses and people around us, or we volunteer because we know that if we don't do it, no one else around us will do it. And there's research proving this. do you have, I mean, I think this is going to be even a trickier question now. It's a very quick one, but you have a suggestion maybe, or like, is there a, I don't know, maybe a technique that we saw somewhere on how to maybe try and make sure that both genders volunteer the same amount? Because
Yeah,
this is the bit that annoys me. It's like there is a lot of volunteering, but then it's loads of women, and it's amazing because it's loads of women. But at the same time, it's like, well, as you said, writing code is the easiest bit.
I totally get it. And I, personally, at least in my workplace, I don't by default volunteer myself into those things. Unless they really, really ask me, and I would be very clear in boundaries saying, is this part of my work? Is this part of my role? Will I be recognized for this? I would be really clear about that. Volunteering in open source community is also something it's a different matter. Like nobody's paying me for it, but I still do choose which cause that I really, really about that I will put myself into it.
Yeah.
What I would really want to see is that I know there are a lot of men who are organizing events and who are running local Python meetups.
Yes.
I would like for them to also think about diversity, intentionally thinking about this. I found that unless we women say, hey, why is your event all men, all male speakers? Why do you need to wait for us to tell you about this, right?
Yeah.
I wish it's not always the women who have to point out those things. I would like to see men also trying, and don't wait until we point it out to you.
Yeah,
like
I really appreciate if someone, actually it happens recently, someone come to me and say like, oh, my events need some help with diversity, and it's a man talking to me like that. It's like I really appreciate when a male organizer is being aware, even though they are not the minorities.
I do appreciate what I do advise folks is that don't just ask women to help you for free. Be prepared to compensate
you
them
have
somehow.
Yeah, you have to put some work in. Like we can just answer some questions.
Yeah, I got this a lot. Like people coming to Pilot, they say, "Hey, we need diversity advice," and I would tell them, "Well, how much are you paying me for this?" Or go hire a diversity consultant. I have advice, but I'm not giving it for free to you.
Yeah, I mean, like it's really good that you make boundaries. I think we can again like learn something from you, and to it's okay if you want to contribute to the code. It's okay if you want to contribute to like leading the communities. It's all open. It's not really gender binded. Like do what you think is the most important to you. That's really, really good. And I think it's almost time. And I feel so short because like I still have a lot of questions. So maybe another time if you're not busy, or if I can meet you in the PyCon US, the language summit, I would definitely be happy. And if people want to join PyCon US, there's a lot of amazing things going on. Go to their website and check. And so I think that's it for this interview. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I love talking to you so much. And so I'll see you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Thank you for
Bye.
joining us. Bye.
Hey. Hello.
Welcome back.
We are back. Hey. Oh, I don't know why I used this mic. I used another mic. But that's weird. Right. So
It was
I
such a
think
great chat, wasn't it?
it's so many things that I've learned there. Talking with Marietta inspired me so much that I actually am thinking about like taking some courses about diversity and inclusion, especially, recently there's something going on in the open source world. I don't want to dive into it. I don't want to, because this is not the discussion that I want to have like now, but, there's something about the Free Software Foundation. There's some discussion there. If you want to know more, check Twitter. There's lots of people talking about it, and it makes me think that because we cherish our community, like part of it is because of our diversity and like inclusiveness. So yeah, that's why I think that I want to really maybe work on it a little bit more.
I saw your tweet talking about it, like asking for courses and stuff. I didn't gauge was because of this, but okay. Yeah, we'll have a look then at the discussion. Now, pie commendations. Is it time?
It's time, of course. Before we end today's episode, so we have a very good recommendation. Let's see if I can share the notes back on here. Whoop, yeah. So here, this is Pro Git book. Yay! So what happened, Lace? Can you
Yes.
explain?
Yes, I can explain. So the story was I had a problem with Git for a change, right? Because like I have problems with Git one day, yes, and the other day too. So after a few days, I'm not going to tell you how many days, but after a few days of struggling, I finally, after a crying crisis, I decided to message Chuck saying, please help me. I am about to lose my mind. So Chuck took the time, took my call, took the time, and took her 3 minutes to understand the problem and 30 seconds to fix it. Um, but then when I asked for help on Twitter, and there was loads of people commenting and advising on many ways to properly learn Git, because it's a skill that we really need. And it's a very hard skill to acquire. It's taking me longer to learn Git than to learn data structures. So imagine. And then who was it? Was it Miroslav that indicated that book?
No, actually, I point out that that's this Pro Git book. So this is my part of the story. So years ago, there is a PyData conference. I forgot which one, and then James Powell. Like, I'm so lucky to met him actually, and he's actually very nice. Like, I mean, a lot of people watch his talk before, and he's actually a very nice guy. And then and then he organized this kind of like a non-conference section. So it's more like very flexible section that he actually recommend everybody to read chapter 10 of Pro Git book. And this is like how I actually know that there's a book about Git and it's free and then I can read it. And then actually it's quite useful because it's talking about internals of Git. So yeah, so like check that out. I think like if you don't have time to read the whole book, just do what I did, which is recommended by James. It's like read chapter 10 and it kind of clear a lot of your a lot of the the things that you are not sure. And actually, we do have people in the chat relations
Yes!
that tell me about it. I was not paying attention, and
Yes. So okay. So let's just finish this. So you said chapter 10 is the chapter with the biggest meat part.
It's kind of talking about the internal. So, like, of course, you can start from chapter 1, which teach you all the basics about Git. But if you already have a little bit of so yeah, this is the chat layout. Sorry, I was distracted. Oh, it's not. It's gone now. Oh, I think I let it hang there for too long. Yeah. So, sorry, I got distracted. I'm like that. I got distracted easily. So yeah, like you can start from the beginning, but like a lot of stuff is just like, oh yeah, maybe like what command to use, how to do a git pull, git push, and all this. But if you already have some experience with that, like I think chapter 10 is a good read because whenever you have a problem, then you can think of a way that what's going on inside Git that you have that error or something, and
Okay.
yeah.
Nice. Okay, so implementation. Okay. Yeah, Miroslav said read the book. He said he read the book, the entire book twice, and every time that he read it, he found something new about it. So I put it on the Kindle, and it's on the backlog now. So it's there are a few other ones in the front, but I think this one is gonna have to skip the queue because this is really important. Yes.
No, I think it's just that and you can finish it quite quickly. I think if you just read chapter 10, I think I just did it in a conference,
Okay.
within an hour or so.
All
Yeah,
right. So let's start. Let's say hello to our to the people
our
watching.
viewers.
Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
So hello. Sorry, like I missed the check. Cause like we were playing the video and stuff, and I was like distracted. like always distracted by other things. And then I can read all the chats, yes, but it's just there's a delay.
Yeah, and
I
I
was talking
also
about
think.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, like someone was talking about that, like one a series about memory view. Maybe I would have a look at that because I have no idea what it is actually. But I will have a look at that if there's something that people are interested in. Then maybe we could talk about it. Mainly, it's like if I'm interested in that, I would definitely do a video about it. So yeah, place.
Cool. Cool. And oh yeah, and then James also recommended his talk that is very overlapping with chapter 10, right? And it's on the the Twitter thread. But we
Yeah,
put that on the notes as well. It's
we will
okay.
put that on the notes. It's like a
Yes.
talk that I think he made a tool that basically is using Python, the online tool for Git, something like that. So yeah, it's quite interesting, I think. So
Hmm.
yeah, check that out. And yeah, there's a lot of like there's a good free book. Actually, I do go back to read it like once or twice afterwards as well because I just want to clear some concept when I'm giving presentation or things like that. Um, so yeah, don't freak out if you see an error or something. Yeah,
Try
actually, like,
not to. Yeah.
and if you screw up, it happens. Like, even professionals, like, I shouldn't, but like, I won't name him, but like, one of my colleagues accidentally wipe out some of his work. Uh, like, reason being, like, because he want to use it in a very tidy way, and like, and then it just, accidentally wipe all the work, and so, yeah, like, Git is not that scary, like, but even professionals will make mistake, and if you screw up, don't worry. We are with you.
Save it locally. Every time that I screw up, and I was like, okay, I would just copy these files to a local place, and I'll keep them here, so I know that they're not gonna go anywhere. Now I can have fun trying to fix the boo boo I just made. But usually it's just calling you.
Yeah, I think my strategy is that I would push everything on GitHub. That, like, the only danger that would happen is that if you do a push with -f, right, that would be the only way that you can wipe things out if everything stay safe on GitHub. So yeah, so and then you have a mental block of like whenever you do -f, just think twice about what you're doing. But like otherwise, like if everything, like if you screw up anything in your local one, then you just get it back from GitHub. That's my strategy.
All right. Yeah, true, because that's what he told me.
And yeah, that is like for our episode today. It's like an hour now, so yeah, I'm going for dinner. I'm hungry, and I'm doing intimate fasting. And I think if I don't eat now, then I would miss the window of eating. Because now I have an app that's basically like telling me that like when I can eat, when I should not eat. So if I miss that, I'll be like, sorry, no eating today. It's like, no. So I
Wow.
should really go and eat. Let me see. I still have less than an hour to eat, so I better have my
Okay, so
dinner.
go get food. Awesome.
Let me close. Oh, so yeah, since we're here, let me show it again. Like, yeah, visit meepie.org. Follow us on Twitter, there, here, and yeah, and I would check back the video quality. I know that for me, at least for my computer, there's some latency when I was playing the interview. So apologies if you see that as well, but I will make sure that I will do the video editing to make sure that the interview will come back on. So yeah.
Cool. Awesome. So I guess we'll see each other next month, right?
I will see. Yeah, of course we are still here. Like, find us,
Yes.
find us on Twitter. But
We're on
yeah, I'll
Twitter.
see
We
you.
have a web page now, and we're everywhere. Just say hello
Yeah.
and come to PyCon West. Come to the Mentor Sprints.
Come to the talk, the workshop, and the talk.
PyGeeko.
Yeah,
Yes.
Paikiko will be there after, yes, right after Easter. So have a nice holiday, and then I will see everyone in the workshop or in the conference.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.